There's another universe. Please make some noise. Give me a
Let me ask you something. What is the very first thing you do in the morning? Do you immediately check your phone, scroll through social media, and read messages? Or maybe you rush to the kitchen to make coffee before starting your day. Most people have a morning routine, but very few people think about using their morning to improve their English. The interesting thing is that mornings are actually one of the best times to learn a language. Your mind is fresh, your brain is active, and even a small amount of practice can help you remember new words and expressions much better.
That's absolutely true. Many English learners say they don't have time to practice during the day. They have work, school, family responsibilities, and many other things that keep them busy. But the morning is different. Even if you only have 20 or 30 minutes before starting your day, you can turn that time into a powerful English learning routine. And the best part is that you don't need to sit at a desk and study grammar. Instead, you can use simple activities that fit naturally into your morning.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about a simple morning routine that can help you improve your English step by step. This routine is perfect for intermediate learners, especially around the B1 level, who want to practice listening, speaking, and thinking in English more naturally. We'll talk about small habits you can add to your mornings that will slowly build your confidence and make English a natural part of your daily life.
And what's important here is consistency. You don't need to study English for 3 hours every morning. In fact, that's not realistic for most people. But if you practice for 20 or 30 minutes every morning, day after day, your brain will slowly adapt. English will start to feel more familiar, and speaking will become easier.
So let's imagine the beginning of your day. Your alarm rings and you wake up. Maybe it's 7 o'clock in the morning. You feel a little sleepy, but you stretch, open your eyes, and start your day. The first habit we recommend is something very simple but very powerful: thinking in English.
Many learners spend years translating in their head. They hear something in English, translate it into their native language, and then translate their response back into English. But this process slows down communication. Thinking in English helps your brain become faster and more natural when speaking.
When you wake up, try describing your morning in English inside your head. For example, you might think, "Okay, I'm waking up now. I feel a little tired, but I need to start my day." These sentences are simple, but they help your brain switch into English mode.
You can also describe the things around you. Maybe you look outside and see the weather. You might think something like, "It's sunny today," or "It looks like it's going to rain." Even these small observations are excellent practice because they train your brain to think directly in English.
After that, you might go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. This is another great moment to practice English naturally. Instead of doing everything silently, try describing your actions out loud or in your mind. For example, you could say, "I'm making coffee now," or "I'm preparing breakfast." Speaking out loud is especially helpful because it trains your mouth and your brain at the same time. Many learners understand English, but feel uncomfortable speaking it. But when you speak to yourself, there is no pressure and no fear of making mistakes.
Let's imagine a simple morning scene. You're standing in the kitchen with a cup of coffee. You might say something like, "I'm drinking my morning coffee. I really like coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up." Even this simple description is great speaking practice.
While you're having breakfast, another excellent habit is listening to English. Podcasts are perfect for this because they are designed for listening practice and natural conversation. You can play a short English podcast while you eat or prepare your breakfast.
The great thing about podcasts is that they don't require your full attention. You can listen while doing other things. Maybe you're washing dishes, making toast, or getting ready for work. During all of this time, your brain is still absorbing English sounds, words, and expressions.
Over time, this daily listening practice improves your understanding of natural English. You start recognizing common phrases and expressions, and slowly, English begins to sound more familiar and less stressful.
Another helpful morning habit is reading something short in English. This could be a short article, a few pages of a book, or even a simple English news story. Reading helps you expand your vocabulary and see how sentences are formed naturally.
For example, imagine you open a short article about travel. You might read a few paragraphs about someone visiting a new country. While reading, you might notice some new words or expressions. If a word is unfamiliar, you can quickly look it up and write it down.
But remember, the goal is not to understand every single word perfectly. The goal is to understand the main idea and expose yourself to natural English. Even 5 or 10 minutes of reading every morning can make a big difference over time.
After listening and reading, another great activity is talking about your plans for the day. This is excellent speaking practice because you are using English to describe real situations in your life.
For example, you might say something like, "Today I need to go to work and finish an important project." Or you might say, "This afternoon I'm going to meet a friend for coffee." These simple sentences help you practice everyday English communication.
Talking about your plans also helps you think about future actions in English. You start using phrases like, "I'm going to," "I need to," or "I'm planning to." These expressions are extremely common in daily conversations.
Now, let's imagine a complete morning routine using English. You wake up and start thinking in English. Then you go to the kitchen and describe your morning activities while making breakfast. After that, you listen to a short English podcast while drinking coffee.
Then you spend a few minutes reading a short article or a page from an English book. Finally, you speak out loud about your plans for the day. All of this together might take 20 or 30 minutes, but it creates a powerful daily learning habit.
The most important thing is consistency. You don't need to study English for 3 hours every morning. In fact, that's not realistic for most people. But if you practice for 20 or 30 minutes every morning, day after day, your brain will slowly adapt. English will start to feel more familiar, and speaking will become easier.
So let's practice some useful morning phrases together. These are simple sentences you can use when describing your morning routine.
Listen carefully first, then we'll repeat them together.
I'm waking up and starting my day.
I'm making breakfast.
I'm drinking my morning coffee.
I'm listening to an English podcast.
I'm reading a short article.
I'm planning my day.
Now, repeat after us. Try to say the sentences clearly and slowly.
I'm waking up and starting my day.
I'm making breakfast.
I'm drinking my morning coffee.
I'm listening to an English podcast.
I'm reading a short article.
I'm planning my day.
Excellent. These sentences may seem simple, but they are very useful in everyday English. Practicing them helps you describe your life more naturally.
Before we finish today's episode, let's remember the key idea. Improving your English doesn't require huge amounts of time. What really matters is building small habits and practicing regularly.
Your morning routine can become a powerful learning moment. By thinking in English, listening to conversations, reading short texts, and speaking about your day, you create daily exposure to the language.
And over time, these small actions will build confidence and fluency.
So tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings and you start your day, try adding just a few minutes of English practice to your routine.
Because step by step, day by day,
your English will become stronger and more natural.